I think the mouse has departed. For the second night in a row, I didn't hear it. I just, because of travel and filming and editing and gawking at the beautiful views, I didn't have to resort to violence. Getting ready for tomorrow. This is a small town, North Vancouver, Port McNeill Music Festival, tomorrow. So here it is, the morning of the music festival. I am so having flashbacks to Snow Hill, Ocean City, putting together music events. The hours are noon to 11 p.m. The library is open 10 to 3, so I'm going to go do my library stuff first. Plan on going up to my campground about 3 o'clock, get myself a little snickety snack, and then heading down here to see what's what. Oh, here I am at the library, right next to Gus's Bar and Grill. And trash cans, which, but the good part is that there's really nobody behind me. And the library has also already asked me to log in. So this is going to be a very productive day. And since this is a perfectly sized town, that I really feel comfortable about it. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to say around 2,000 people, probably less because we're so far north. The music festival coming to a small town, that's a vibe I stumbled onto, well, for 30 years. This is the time of year when the music really gets, I don't know, just gets hot. At least it was where I came from. And last year, I'm going to back up that claim because I was in Wisconsin about this time last year, and through a series of, kindred spirit connections, learned about this music festival in Appleton, Wisconsin. And it was an amazing thing. And I really was hoping that I would kind of not recreate it, but stumble across it. And it was, am I going to be there on the weekend that it's happening? And that's what I was seeing if I could make happen. And here we are. And I am so excited about this day. I will report in later.
Then turn left to stay on Southeast Main Road.
Library tour's done. I'm having issues with storage and internet connection and everything, but you know what? Today, it's all good. It's all gonna work out. And right down that hill is a music festival. And I'm gonna have a wonderful afternoon. And I'm gonna try to capture the essence of it for you, kindred spirit. One last thing about music festivals, and I was kind of thinking about why the music just always seems so just just tuned in, tapped in, turned on in the fall. And that's because the musicians have been playing gigs all summer. They get lots of practice in the summer. Where I was from, luckily they were dedicated to having live music. So even now, young musicians embrace so many events for live music and stuff. So there really is a culture and a community of music tradition in where I'm from, in Ocean City, Maryland. And if you're ever in that area, Ocean City, Maryland, this amazing place, a small city in the summer, just south of that, Assateague Island National Seashore Park. Two different worlds. Yeah, the music is hot. I decided I'm going to take my cup because they're selling beer. I need a training cup with a top on it. I'm gonna live forever, oh yeah. Sunshine, I need your touch. Come on. Gotta have so much. Sunshine, I need your love. And I'm gonna live forever, baby. I'm gonna live forever, oh yeah. Sunshine, yeah, give it to me right now. Sunshine. Let it shine, 'cause you're the brightest light. Yeah, you're the brightest light that I've ever seen, ever seen, ever seen to me. You're the only one that has ever been, ever been, ever been. I will stand if you need to lean, well you can lean on me. I will stand if you need to lean. Take what you want. I don't want much, just enough. What can we do? It's up to you. And is there any point to hold you back? No. Next to you, carry through summertime. The answer lies with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for those feature live.
So these are all original, and if you like them, you can find them online, wherever you like to stream your music from.
You take my life, I'll take your sound. You fight your musket, but I'll run it through.
There's the laundry. Just did a load. Now I'm really caught up because I did one load the other day of my bedding. Yes. Here it is. Nesty still needs a bath. And, this is just all that a music festival could be for me. Thank you.
Those effects are in the front end. I mean in the monitor. Take that.
Lord, from the Gatehouse Theater having us up here for you guys. Big round of applause for that, please. Come on. And how about we give a big round of applause for all the volunteers and all the blue. Come on.
Just what I needed. AC/DC tribute band coming up next, and I think I'm going to call it a night. Guilty pleasure.
1, 2, 2.
Any minute. I'm going to leave you with a original song by my beloved Mike. It's the blues. Because everybody's got to have some blues.
The gas tank is empty. The bank account is too. The landlord's knocking. And the baby got the flu. I'm staring at the wall and wondering what to do. I'd run, but there's no place to hide. When it comes to dollars, I ain't got no sense. I got a PhD from the School of Experience. And a dime won't buy you the time of day. I got too much pride to run away. Why do you think they call it hard times? If it was easy, no one would ever sing the blues. No one would walk in the rain with holes in both their shoes. I traded all to go, but the days are sunny. But I can't get out of town, cause my money's always funny. And these blues are all I can't seem to lose. had a dream. Now this squeeze play is getting tired. I go from a whisper to a scream, yeah. I drive right past a mailbox. It ain't nothing but bad news. I'm not home for the telephone. I don't want to be in my own shoes. Oh, it's getting hard to find a friend. Right in the middle or at the end. Why do you think they call it hard times? If it was easy, no one would ever sing the blues. No one would walk on down with holes in both their shoes. I traded all to go, but the days are sunny. But I can't get out of town 'cause my money's always funny. And these blues are all I can see to lose.
The morning after, totally cleaned up. An amazing community effort. And I want to thank you for all the hard work that you put into this event yesterday. A lot of people are feeling uplifted today because we got to dance and dance together. I also want to address a little bit more serious subject about, and it stems from an article that I read recently about how travelers, influencers, creators, I see myself as a storyteller, how though our stories are so inspiring that people want to flock to these areas, which are not equipped to handle lots of people at one time. Maybe once a year. Everybody gets their event and kind of carries it over. That's how it worked in our neck of the woods. What's swirling around is travel and bloom where we're planted. As I travel, I can't not travel right now at this stage. And I feel fortunate. And I love that you enjoy my travels. The travels that I'm talking about, though, don't have anything to do as much with the physical environment as the emotional, the essence of a place that I visit, in feeling that and hopefully sharing that feeling with you. The second part of this is that there's such a familiar feeling about this town. That's where my town was. That is what all small towns want. They want to welcome people because with people coming in infuses an energy, connection from the outside world, because we are choosing to live a little bit far out for a reason. And it's not always, locking the door to somebody, but it's sensory, a lot of it. Just sensory overload of humans, even though we love humans. So I just saw something amazing in the water. And then COVID is mixed in. We have really forgotten how to live in community, and maybe that's a good thing, because there's a lot of shadow parts about living in community that need a little shaken up, and it's shaken up. And so most of us are kind of relearning everything, friendship, just everything, every level of social interaction and community, we're relearning, and this is our opportunity to learn it consciously and mindfully. And that's what I feel is happening. So the bloom where you're planted element of this feeling that I'm getting, or thoughts that I'm getting, is a lot of you live in places like this. And I would not be surprised if you were at the forefront of this essence of what I've been sharing in my travels through Canada this year. So here is the thing. Create it in your town for the people that live there. Don't save all the good stuff for, oh, we want to get people to come visit because, we need the commerce. Yeah, of course. Of course. I love contributing the best, to the economy here. I've gotten much in return for my investment for traveling here. But instead of it flocking, this kind of, if we all worked flex time, it would smooth out the travel seasons, because everybody would be traveling at different times. It wouldn't be feast or famine. Oh, our season was 13 weeks. Only have 13 weeks, got to make the money in that. And then we have to make it last all the way to the next year. And over 30 years, we had varying levels of what other people would call success. But to this day, no regrets, because I get to do this now. There's ways, if we allowed ourselves to think differently about the allotment of time, because we're starting over. So how are you going to create, or how are you creating your community? Because I know that you are creating your communities like this, where you are. And I want to come visit you. And I want to see what we can be together. You don't want to go? I'm getting in. Come on. Getting in. Oop, oop. Come on. Move over. Okay. Yeah. I just keep thinking about more expansive things about looking at time and getting together and gathering and traveling, is a softening of the holidays. Worldwide holidays, and now with the new emerging awareness of the origins of the true origin stories of things. And since I'm from the US, I'm on some level, I've always been ambivalent about the holidays Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, this and that. Connecting with the essence of it more than the actual holiday itself, because I knew that there was tangled wires there even as a young child, and there is, which is why we need to learn how to start listening to ourselves and trusting our own sensory input. Because of those wires that are tangled with that, and because of the awareness that we are all experiencing right now about systemic racism, systemic keeping people down, systemic thinking that not being the best, or thinking that for me to feel better, I have to think someone else is less than. I mean, it never has computed with me. And in a sense, I feel so grateful that we're all catching up with each other finally, because I felt alone most of my life in this regard. If we softened those boundaries around the holidays, the stress, the time, the expense, none of us feels, I'm sensing on many varying levels, we're feeling that it's not doing what it used to do. It's not feeding the soul, even though the soul was always getting its essence. It was the mind that was getting fed with, oh, more. I'm not enough unless I have more. Yeah. Welcome. This is where I am. A softening of everything. Again, kind of putting it into this big perspective about travel and staying where we're planted and all. Softening all those things that keep us in place, that allow the flow and influx of things to just come and go, because that's what happens to everything. Change happens. It comes, it crests, it goes, it ebbs, it flows. And really, it's as simple as that, with a lot of layers to it. I know it doesn't seem simple. I'm making that direct request, though, because at some point you have to experiment. I wonder what simple feels like. I wonder what simple means to me. I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for hanging out. And remember, we're always together. And sometimes we meet and stand. A Jeep like yours just drove by.